What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Cozy vs. Cash Cup. My name is Muff, and I'm joined by my talented co-host Manatee, and we're here for a high-octane showdown in Marvel Rivals, featuring some of the sharpest teams and standout talent in the scene. This time around, we've got a stacked bracket with new contenders and returning legends alike. And speaking of legends, Ex-Oblivion returns as the reigning champions, ready to defend their throne. Manatee, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited. I think last tournament they were called Citadel Gaming, but I'm not entirely sure what caused the name change. But yeah, I'm excited to see a lot of these teams come out. I think there's 5 returning teams, sorry, from the last Cozy Cash Cup, being Cafe Noir, In Control, Calamity, Steam Engines, and an Ex Oblivione, as you were talking about earlier. And for new teams, we have Olympus, High Ping EXO, and Alter Sustain. And I'm pretty excited to see what they've got coming out here today for the $500 Cash Cup. We can take a look here a little bit more, Muff, at the bracket, and we're just currently waiting on the winners semifinals here. Anything that you're excited to see, like any teams you're excited to see here, Muff?
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. I'm hopeful to see Ex-Oblivion and Olympus in the semifinals for the winner bracket. This is going to be a really exciting match. And also, you can't count out anybody that's going to be down in the loser bracket. All of those teams are insanely talented, and they have the opportunity to bounce back and make a name for themselves and have a chance to challenge the ultimate winners of the winner bracket. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just going to be a really awesome time for Marvel Rivals. If you're a fan of competition, if you're a fan of hero shooters, this is the place to be right now.
Yeah, and while we're talking about that, let's talk a little bit more about this new patch that just came out yesterday, Muff. It's a new exciting Season 3.0 patch coming here with Phoenix and the new map. Hopefully we get to play it a little bit later today. I believe it is Clintar Celestial something, but I can't remember just off the top of my head. Let me check real fast. Celestial Husk. I heard that map is quite fun. Any thoughts on that map, Muff, here?
Yeah, that's the new Domination map, correct?
Yeah, I think it is Domination, yes.
Yeah, my biggest thing is with shooters like this, like hero shooters, like Rivals in particular. I think Domination really like showcases the best of the best, like what like teams have to offer in terms of like their 5D chess capabilities, how they outplay each other, like where the mindset of the players are at. I haven't seen a whole lot of gameplay from this new map just yet, but I am really excited to see it. Everything I've been hearing from everybody else across the scene has just been, hey, the developers are listening. This is a great step forward in map design. So, you know, hopefully this is the golden era of map design for Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it as well. I think I haven't played too much of it myself, but I'm excited to see, if we get to see it today, how teams will navigate the new map. And while we're talking about the new patch here, I got a little like mini tier list here talking about the changes from the new season. Muff, do you want to take a little bit of a look at that and anything that really surprises you here on the new patch?
Yeah, man, I'm looking at that. I see Big Buff. You got Wolverine up there. Is that any reason for that? Is it because of the team up, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that's really interesting is on this patch, there was actually a slight, I guess, an alteration to the Feral Leap from Wolverine, but the main reason I put him up there is because of the new team up that he has with the new character Phoenix. And we can take a look here at the new team-ups, yeah. Yeah, let's take a look at these new team-ups, and we can see here, I believe it's called Ever-Burning, oh no, not Ever-Burning, Primal Flame here. And that team-up gives Wolverine, whenever he uses that Feral Leap, his empowered auto attacks have extra healing and deals AoE damage around him. And I think that really boosts his survivability, as well as his ult charge gain. And I believe that's going to be a pretty pivotal part of what teams have to either ban or play here in this coming Cozy Cash Cup.
Yeah, I fully expect to see if any of these teams have caught on early, as I'm sure they have. They put in a lot of time into this game. I'm sure we're going to see him get banned a lot, but maybe he might sneak in for a couple of matches, and we might get to see some really crazy plays from Wolverine.
Yeah, I mean, something I'm also pretty excited to see is if teams are going to utilize this Ever-Burning Bond team-up between Human Torch and Spider-Man. I think it's quite good. It gives Spider-Man like almost like a shotgun burst ability that allows him to mark targets, and then if he hits those targets, apply a burn and extra damage. And that really allows him to kill 275 health targets, something that usually requires a bit more resources from the Spider-Man, typically. And I think that's going to bring him up quite a bit more in organized play. And although I did put Spider-Man here on small buffs, I do think he could be pretty interesting to see here in the Cozy Cash Cup.
Yeah, I'm funny enough you mentioned the Human Torch. I'm most interested to see how he kind of falls into play for competition because the reduction to his fire cluster damage per projectile going from 6 to 5.5 and the reduction in his supernova going from 80 to 75 and the dot being reduced as well. It's gonna be interesting to see how teams kind of like play around that, whether or not he's gonna be purely situational or not. But he does have a pretty decent team up anchor bonus of 5% damage boost. He was actually my favorite hero to watch last season, so it's gonna be interesting to see how he kind of just like evolves going forward.
Yeah, I think he's quite exciting. I think teams will still highly value his mobility, especially his vertical mobility, combined with his high burst damage with that dive, and like obviously his primary fire is quite good. It does a lot of damage, that shotgun style burst. And yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see if teams will still pick up other flyers like Storm or Iron Man, considering they're a little bit on the weaker side. Even Ultron, I'm curious to see. Because we do see a huge buff here for the Thing. He has a new ability allowing him to use one of his charges to that usually allows him to leap to allies, but use it to leap to enemies. And combined with his new buff to his secondary fire, that big Haymaker punch, knocking flying enemies out of the air, I'm not entirely sure how effective flyers will be if they do not ban the Thing. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see a return of a traditional composition with the Thing and Magneto here, especially since Magneto is so strong and Emma Frost has been slightly nerfed. Any thoughts here, Muff? What do you think is going to happen with the Thing buff?
With the Thing buff, I think yeah, you're gonna see a lot less flyers out on the field. People are gonna be more aware of where the positioning is, like the team's positioning based upon the Thing is gonna be. It's funny to say that, you know, that the positioning based around the Thing. It's going to be really important for the teams to kind of be mindful of that because, especially if you're running a flyer, like perhaps you're going to be running Storm, like you're going to. A lot of teams last season were actually using Storm's ultimate to actually bait out ultimates from another team, just because you know you weren't going to really get a whole lot of value out of it. So I could still see teams actually selecting flyers, even though the Thing's out on the field, as kind of more of like an ego chow. So yeah, it'll be really interesting.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there as well. And while we were talking here, looking back at the bracket, we do see here High, Ping, XO, and In Control do fall in the losers bracket. So thank you guys for coming out to this Cozy Cash Cup. We definitely cannot do it without you guys being here, and hope to see you guys in future Cozy Cash Cups. And as I was talking, we do see here Olympus does beat Steam Engines here in round 2. So we will be watching in the winner's side semifinals Ex Oblivione versus Olympus here. Should be a pretty exciting match. Any thoughts, Muff?
Yeah, no, first off, GG's to In Control and High Ping. You guys played a great game, and we appreciate you guys coming out here. I really hope to get the opportunity to cast and get to know your faces. But also, congratulations to our winners. Olympus beats Steam Engines 1-0. They're going to move on to the semifinals, where we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch them. They're going to be piling into the lobbies here any minute now. Honestly, I'm expecting some very big brawling action in the choke points, essentially. Like Ex Oblivione, they're really good at ult management in particular. Like last Cash Cup, they were really good at managing their ultimates. They were baiting out the other team's ultimates. I really kind of see them doing a repeat this season. But Olympus, if anybody's going to give them a run for their money, I think it's going to be Olympus.
Yeah, I agree. We should be getting into this game in a few minutes or a few seconds, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. We'll be right back with the game. Hey guys, welcome back. We're about to get into the game and we can look a little bit more at the map. It is going to be in Empire of Eternal Night Central Park. Any thoughts on this map, Muff, while we're waiting for the teams to start up?
Yeah, this is a really exciting map, very dynamic. This one was a very well-received map from the previous season. I'm just a really big fan of the idea of convergence maps where, you have a little mixture of domination and then you have a cart push. It allows for like a mix-up of the metas. Like you'll see like a lot of dive comps in the very beginning, and then you'll kind of slowly trickle down to more sustained brawler comps. So it'll be really interesting to see how these teams like decide their meta exactly.
Yeah,
And
that's
this first
because
choke
the game.
point when you come out of spawn too is it gets crazy.
Yeah, it should be pretty interesting. I mean, this first ban here is the Human Torch ban. We did see a lot of it in the previous Cozy Cash Cup, so I'm not surprised to see it banned here. Followed by that Magneto ban. A little surprising, but definitely not anything crazy. With Emma Frost protected, it does seem like they do want to keep one of those tanks around that is pretty good against Wolverine.
Yeah, and then now we see the Hella ban come in. That's a little interesting. We have a Human Torch ban too.
Yeah, I think
Still haven't
keeping
seen a Wolverine ban.
Yeah, I know. Keeping the Storm here as well. I'm curious to see if they're going to actually try to keep the Wolverine, maybe playing into what we wanted to see here. Maybe they are watching the stream, but we'll have to see what ends up coming out. I think it's just going to be a really late Wolverine ban. I think in the previous games that I have seen before this, like that were not shown, there were quite a few first Wolverine bans, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen. And with Jean Grey here, Phoenix being protected, we may end up seeing the Wolverine Jean Grey, or I guess Phoenix here, team up.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited
also,
as well.
I really think that as I was saying earlier about how last season people were using Storm to basically bait out the other team's ultimates, using her ultimate. I think we're actually going to see that in this match.
I agree. I think it will be a pretty interesting showcase to see how teams decide to economize their defensive ultimates to counteract these. I think with the Loki protection, they are kind of hedging on having that Loki rune regeneration to maybe get through some of the more aggressive ultimates. Maybe something like the Jean Grey or the Emma Frost ultimate. And instead having their own Storm ultimate to bait out the enemy team's defensive ultimates. Oh, no ban here. That's actually really surprising. Muff, any thoughts here on no ban coming out from Olympus? I'm actually really curious. Oh, maybe they wanted to force the ban from Ex Oblivione, kind of banning their own Wolverine.
Yeah, that might have been the 5-head play of the century there. I like the locking into the Loki there. It's going to allow for them to literally just sit there and tank damage, especially with Jean Grey is on the field. She's going to be out there trying to bust up their tank. This is going to get crazy. This is going to be a good match.
I'm really excited to see if we're going to see... Yeah, I was going to say that the Namor and Hulk combination, I think it's quite strong. I'm surprised to not have seen it in many bans for multiple teams, but maybe on the defensive side, maybe not the best choice from Ex Oblivione, especially since there's that side route that flyers can access. I think maybe Ex Oblivione is going to try to use that Namor to shut down that route on the side, but we'll have to see how the teams want to approach it. We can see this new character here. The new skin is pretty great, and talking about Phoenix here, Phoenix does a lot of AoE damage, but has a primary attack similar to Hela. Not exactly hit scan, but a very fast projectile that might as well be hit scan. Anything that you're excited about to see Phoenix here, Muffin?
Yeah, I'm just really interested to see how they're actually going to attack Mace, because he's going to be in their face a lot, and I'm not really like super familiar with the team up between Hulk and Namor, so I actually really want to see how this plays out.
Yeah, the Hulk Namor team up gives Namor that what's it called? That Monstro that does like that laser. It's quite good, and we'll have to see how effective it is here, especially into the flyer here. We do have the Storm.
Yeah, and right out the gate, we have Flyer Merchant here putting on a lot of damage, staying in the backline, making sure not to get picked off. And we have Namor taking the high ground as well, keeping their, looks like their Emma? Is that
Phoenix, yeah, I think it's
no,
Phoenix
that's the
here.
Jean Grey, yeah. Keeping the Jean Grey pinned down, she gets out.
Oh, pretty crazy movement there, utilizing that flight to play between that high and low ground, actually forcing Exoblivion a little bit farther back than I think they would have liked here on this choke point. And as we see, we're going to have to wait to see how Olympus is going to try to break through this choke. And it looks like as Exoblivion is backing up, we're going to see a team fight maybe. Yeah, here comes out the initiation ultimate, that Eternal Bond here from Silent Blaze, and pushing back the backline of Exoblivion to that tiny choke point. We do see Mace going down here to Puny Banner form, and as the defensive ultimates come out for Exoblivion a little bit later than Olympus, it does look like Olympus is going to use that tempo to win that fight pretty cleanly, but we do see the fate of both worlds here from Sector get popped on point, maybe trying to salvage a bit as they wait for that teleport to come back. Here comes the teleport from the Doctor Strange, and
Huge
as we
stall.
see...
Huge stall.
Yeah, as we see these stalls come out, I'm not entirely sure how effective it's going to be.
Yeah, no, I was actually really impressed. That was a really good clutch ult by the Cloak and Dagger there in the in the tight corridor there to go ahead and get space and to push the enemy team. Yeah, and of course Olympus gets the cap there. That was really good teamwork, really good spacing, and we see Sovio here still alive, manages to get out.
Yeah, I mean, he was on the Loki. I think he did maybe he swapped a little bit too early to that Luna Snow, wasting that Loki ultimate. So there's going to be a large advantage here for Olympus as they come around this first choke. And it doesn't look like Exoblivion is going to be able to hold onto that first choke. So this fight might only be 2 fights before they're going to have to get that second point. And here it comes out, that Omega Hurricane coming out here from Flymer. Let's see what he can get. That's one, I think, but no, that's just a very clean defensive play from Exoblivion, staggering that regeneration domain with all the healing coming out from that Luna Snow. But Luna Snow does go down. That is 1 pick on the side of Olympus, so we'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, we see Olympus here is also winning the ultimate war here. They've got 4 ultimates stacked up. Let's see how they've also already just popped their Emma. They still got a Doctor Strange and a Cloak and Dagger ult here, so they can actually utilize a lot of space here. Doctor Strange isolating. Psylocke pops her ult. She get any value out of it? No. Lots of ultimates going out here. Lots of damage. Huge sustain.
Yeah, I think that was only one defensive. I think there's only one defensive ultimate from the side of Exoblivion, and that's going to be pretty good for the ultimate economy, and it does look like... Oh, actually, it looks like Olympus does end up taking it at the end. I'm not entirely sure what was the cause of that. They were down like 2 or 3 early, but maybe the respawns were just a little bit too much.
Yeah, Olympus here winning this ultimate game really early. They have 1 ultimate, and they're really close to racking up a second. Jean Grey is already about to have it. So this is really starting to show why ultimate management on a team really matters the most, because this allows you to really create space on the map and gain control.
Yeah, and that was only 1 fight, unfortunately, for the side of Exoblivion. They might only get 1 more fight here as they're coming up on the stairs of the final point, and we'll have to see how they want to engage Olympus. Here, he does have that Phoenix ultimate. Oh, that was a nice push there, but I think that was the Loki who ended up teleporting away. And here comes out the Psionic Seduction here coming out from Prince. Let's see what they can get. That's 3 or 4 caught by that charm, so we'll have to see how effective the follow-up can be from Olympus. That's 1 pick there coming out from the side of Exoblivion. Will that actually convert into anything here?
Both teams down to support here, it seems. Doctor Strange going off.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty clean fight there from Olympus. They didn't actually burn that many ults. I think it was just 1 defensive and 1 offensive ult there. And we do see our Alligator committing their ultimate to this fight. I'm not entirely sure if it's the right choice, but maybe it's enough just to survive. And yeah, it looks like Exoblivion is going to be able to hold the point because of that. But here comes out Omega Hurricane. Oh, nice counter there from CC Hart. Getting a nice counter to that Omega Hurricane.
You got Doctor Strange here just holding it down, juggling the shield, staying in the mix. Mace is sitting on his ultimate. He's looking to get a really big play out of this. Watch for some value.
Yeah, we'll have to see how...
Really wants it.
Yeah, let's see how both teams utilize these Doctor Strange ultimates. Both of them have been holding it for a while, almost like a minute, I think. Maybe 2 or 3 team fights. And as the ultimates come up for Olympus, they're going to come through with a slight advantage once again.
There goes that Jean Grey ultimate. You've got the Cloak and Dagger ultimate as well up on the top over by the spawn. Takes out Sovio, takes out Sector, takes out CC Hart, Jean Grey, and that's first round in the books for Olympus.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a pretty clean wipe there from Olympus. They kind of, Olympus, they leaned pretty hard on their ultimate advantage to win that last fight, especially. They're up like, I think 4-2 ultimates and no defensive ultimates from the side of Exoblivione. They got caught off a little bit, or they caught a little bit off guard there. Their ultimate economy kind of fell into shambles even after that first point fight.
Yeah, and we see Mace potentially making a swap from Hulk over to Captain America. What other adjustments do we see from Oblivione? Because I'm expecting them to make some serious adjustments. They really were fighting off of the back foot that entire map, and that's not really like them very much. Kudos to Olympus for actually like holding it down and managing their ultimate there. It really paid off for them.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how both teams will adjust. I do like the change to Captain America here from Exoblivione. It was pretty popular last season for this first point, and it should give them that pretty long stall that I think Olympus was also kind of doing. Exoblivione was trying to do on the first point, but instead of using instead of using Captain America, they used Strange. So we'll have to see how effective they can stay on the point here for Exoblivione. Getting to that first point is quite difficult. That first choke, that bridge, is very hard to break, so that's why I think they're doing a bit more of a sustained comp. But this Psylocke here, not really surprised to see it. Should be pretty decent against the Phoenix. Pretty good at 1v1ing, so we'll have to see how effective Alligator can be on this Psylocke.
Yeah, with Mace on Captain America, I fully expect him to be really oppressive on the backline healers of Olympus. He should really be aiming to give them the biggest headache possible to allow some room for his DPS to get in some key picks.
Now you do see our Alligator battling out with Redis over here on the high ground, and it does look like Alligator is getting the losing end of this fight, but not doing too bad himself, honestly. Oh, here comes the all-in. Let's see. That is a clean execution. Very nicely done.
Yeah, finishes off a Jean Grey, sends her back to spawn, and he's eyeing up his next target. We have Storm holding it down in the back line. She is putting some sustained damage. Redis is respawning. Mace is in the mix, and Mace goes down, unfortunately. You see Loki's ability regeneration domain go down.
Yeah, and as we see these defensive ultimates being committed from both sides, Olympus committing that Loki ultimate to copy the Eternal Bonds, but here comes Exoblivione copying their own Eternal Bond, and nice, what's it called? Eye of Agamotto here from the side of Olympus is gonna actually get a pretty clean route.
Yep, and Exoblivione is gonna have to reset and rethink their strategy once more. Olympus stands their ground 10 toes, and they're also, it appears they're winning the ultimate battle again. We have Jean Grey here farming up, excuse me, her ultimate. She's 8% off. We still have a Cloak and Dagger ultimate. We have an Emma Frost ultimate, and we have a Storm ultimate ready to go.
Yeah, we see Exoblivione here kind of setting up for maybe a little bit of a set play, but a little bit of a thorn into their plans. Here comes Olympus with Prince here with that charm on that Psionic Seduction from the Emma Frost. Gonna get big value here with that Omega Hurricane. That's 2. That's gonna be probably 3 here. That's both strategists and one of the tanks down from the side of Exoblivione. That's gonna be one more reset, but here comes Alligator with the full commit, with the Dance of the Butterfly. Let's see if he gets 2. That's both strategists down from Olympus. This is gonna be kind of a messy fight on point. Let's see how long Alligator can stay alive.
Alligator remaining oppressive on that point, making it very difficult for Olympus to even breathe. Getting a lot of value out of that ultimate. He's going to be getting chased down and pushed off of the flank, allowing for room for his team to come in and cap the point. This thing is just getting started, folks.
Yeah, nicely done there from the side of, honestly, Alligator doing a really good job picking off the backline of Olympus. Very nicely done. Here comes out a lot of ultimates. That Phoenix ultimate getting one immediately. One strategist down for Exoblivione. Let's see how they can follow up. Mace does pop his own defensive ultimate, that Freedom Charge, but maybe a little bit over commitment. That ultimate not finding too much value, and as they take a full reset.
Yeah, it's real smart here. You don't want to kind of rush it. You don't want to force it either, especially whenever you're down your Loki. You know, being down in support, you usually can be fine. You know, it just really depends on the situation. But if you lose your Loki, losing out on that ability to have that regeneration domain just in case somebody rage dump or ultimate dumps on you, that's a really powerful tool to get you through a lot of burst damage.
Yeah, I think Exoblivion is gonna finally have their first small ultimate advantage here of the game, actually, and we're gonna see how they can utilize it. Maybe they're gonna capitalize on this moment, but they are kind of letting it slip away as Olympus. Oh, nice flyer finding two incredible
not
picks.
one but two.
Yeah, excellently done there. That's actually a full route. Wow, what an excellent pick there from Flyer, finding it on the side lanes. We're gonna have to see. Actually, no, that's Exoblivion gonna lose their ultimate advantage. We're gonna see a lot of these ultimates from Olympus coming back up. They're gonna have maybe a one ultimate advantage here for Exoblivion, but with no support ultimates from Olympus, maybe it's the time for Exoblivion to find good value.
Yeah, Exoblivion is looking for the big play here. I'm actually expecting them. Yep, there goes the Emma Frost ultimate from Olympus.
Yeah, and as
lots of value. Alligator takes one, and that's a full team wipe.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually really surprised just committing the Dance of the Butterfly combined with just the AoE damage from the Phoenix. They're actually able to get a full team wipe. That was only one ultimate from Exoblivion. They're actually at a huge advantage now. They're gonna have 4 ultimates going on 5. Well, Olympus only has 3 going on 4, but with only 1 defensive ultimate ready for the side of Olympus, how are they gonna match the side of Exoblivion going up on 3 defensive ultimates?
Yeah, I think Alligator here is gonna try and isolate Silent Blaze here.
Oh, nicely
Silent
done
Blaze,
there.
Ultimate goes out.
Yeah, CC Heart using that Phoenix ultimate to go straight through that Omega Hurricane, just instantly killing the Omega Hurricane from the side of Olympus, and that's going to be a pretty clean wipe.
Yep, and Olympus still winning the ultimate battle here, 3-2. Olympus is locked in here, but Exoblivion said, not today. We're still here. We're the reigning champs for a reason. And Mace is up in their spawn like a madman, being oppressive.
Yeah, that Freedom Charge really gonna stall out a lot of the picks. He kept like 2 or 3 people in the spawn. But as Olympus comes here back on point, they're actually gonna touch Here Comes Eternal Bond to keep everyone alive. And wow, what a pretty clean team fight, honestly, just finding picks on their backline initially, and that's gonna be a clean wipe there for Olympus.
Yeah, Olympus was ready for it. They had that locked in immediately when they were in respawn mode. Probably called it out immediately and was just like, hey, we're gonna get some space. We're gonna pop our Cloak and Dagger ult. We're just gonna win. We're gonna take space. We're gonna take the map back.
Yeah, 40 seconds left on the clock here for Exoblivion on this push. Can they get to the second point? It's only a few meters away, maybe like 12, but it is rolling back. Very few ultimates from both sides. One defensive from Exoblivion, 1 offensive from Olympus. We'll have to see how effective it can be. Here comes out Prince on the Captain America, matching the Mace here. We'll have to see how effective it is. Chasing off the side lane flanker, that Psylocke. Let's see how effective it can be.
Ult goes out. Sovio pops his ult. Ollie's at 92%, but he dies. He goes down. We got Sovio popping the Cloak and Dagger ult, getting more space. Both Cloak and Dagger ults going out, and I have Agamotto from Doctor Strange on Olympus' side, and it looks like they might actually end up winning this team fight. They're going to clean it up. Jean Grey ult goes out.
Yo, here comes a portal here from Exoblivion. That's 2. Let's see if they can make a comeback here on this last point. That portal is going to be important to reinforce the side of Exoblivion. Nothing from the side of Olympus, unfortunately. And it does look like it might be a good fight here for Exoblivion, but they are kind of falling apart a little bit. Here comes Flyer chasing off some of the strategists. How much is left for Exoblivion? And it's just one Strange, 1 Cap on the point. How long they can stall. Here comes out Spider-Man to see if they can reinforce. Doesn't get the touch, though, unfortunately.
Oh, what a great match. Exoblivion coming back with the punches left and right, and then Olympus just absolutely countering and saying, hey, I know you're the champion, but today is our day.
Yeah, an excellent play there from both teams. Honestly, I really thought Exoblivion was going to get that second point there. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they were able to get that last touch. And Olympus shows pretty dominant performance, especially with their ultimate economy and choice of ultimates, although we did see quite a bit of that as well from the side of Exoblivion. Any thoughts, Muff, on what each team did pretty well?
Yeah, I really liked Alligator's aggressive ability to just kind of get in there, get in the mix, get in the back line. A lot of the times it would be a 1v5, 1v6 situation, and he's just out there like a really annoying mosquito, causing the other team to just be out of position, allowing for his team to come in and get key picks. I really like to see that. He was really aggressive. For me personally, though, I thought Flyer Merchant was actually really stand out, obviously with 15 final hits. just really, really smart plays from him. He was just constantly in the back line, throwing out lots of damage. Every single ultimate had value. It was just a really exciting match to watch.
Yeah, I think as well. To highlight the strategist players on both teams, they did an excellent job matching each other's ults, and I think it was Silent Blaze on the Cloak and Dagger and getting their ult initially, winning that first fight, building that tempo for the first round here. And I think that was quite impressive, but as small thing as well, we did see X-Re on that last point drop a huge Eye of Agamotto, immediately deleting, I think it was Sovio with their copied Eternal Bond, and that was almost a fight changer for them, or that was a fight changer for them. That basically won the fight single-handedly.
Yeah, absolutely. Once that Eternal Bond was gone, I mean, the rest of the team just kind of melted like butter. It really wasn't much left there, unfortunately, for Ex Oblivione.
Yeah, and let's go back to the bracket here. Looking at the bracket, we do see here that Olympus will be going on, and Oblivione will go down to the losers bracket, and we're gonna have to wait for the games in losers round 2, but we will be spectating losers round 3, which will be Ex Oblivione versus one of Steam Engine's Alter, Sustain, Calamity, or Cafe Noir.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see who comes out on top from those matches. I actually really like Steam Engines. I think they're a really great team. They're really fun to watch. They have some really great strategies. Last month, they were actually probably my most excited team to watch, aside from Ex Oblivione, which they were formerly, what was their name again?
Ex Oblivione, I think it was, I believe it was Citadel Gaming. That's what they were labeled as.
Yeah. They were really fun to watch, but just something about Steam Engines, man. I really enjoy casting them. I really enjoy watching them. So I'm hopeful that they make it.
Yeah, I'm honestly pretty excited to see Olympus once again in Grand Finals. I think they did a really good job with their Ultimate Economy. They had a really good choice target selection. Like, something that I was kind of surprised about is usually we see teams just kind of sit back and play pretty passive, just build ult charge, and then burst out with all their ultimates, and that's when the big team fights and the big swings happen. But Olympus really making a lot out of a little. They found a lot of small picks or won a lot of small engagements, and that really allowed them to kind of compound an advantage. I think that individual play was quite important to their success there in that last game.
Yeah, it's just the snowball effect. You know, one goes down, the rest follow.
Yeah, it's incredibly fun to watch. I don't think we've really seen a team execute that quite as effectively, so I'm really excited to see them once again. But another team I'm excited to see is Cafe Noir, sent to the losers bracket a little bit early by Olympus, who is currently in the going to be in the grand finals. I'm pretty excited to see how they'll perform. They usually show off some great games, so I'm excited to see them as well.
Yeah, it looks like one of the viewers in the chat says they're here for Sustain. Awesome. Shout out to Sustain. I hope that you guys come out on top as well. You know, it can only be you or Steam Engines, but I think either way we're gonna be delivered quite a treat in the following match.
Yeah, and sorry, I meant to say losers round 4, I believe, not losers round 3, because losers round 3 will be we'll be watching losers round 3, obviously, but Ex Oblivione will be sent to losers round 4. I misspoke a little bit there earlier. But yeah, we'll be watching losers round 3 between one of the 4 teams in this the loser side bracket. And yeah, we'll have to see that in a little bit. We're going to take a bit of a break as we wait for the remaining teams to finish here. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Be sure to stick around for some great games today, and hopefully we get to see some Wolverine. And I saw a little bit of Thor earlier today, so maybe we'll see that as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Thor.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to the Cozy Cash Cup. We're gonna have this next match ready for you guys in a second. It will be losers round 3 here. Steam Engines against Cafe Noir. We're going to be on one of the newer maps here, Hellfire Gala Araco. And it should be a pretty interesting match coming into here. Any thoughts here, Muff, on this new map?
Yeah, this is a domination map. This is going to be really sustain heavy, so I expect to see both teams want to come out with more of potentially like a brawler style comp, something that's going to allow them to stay in there, bang, get some trades, and ultimately win that ultimate battle. Because again, I think that is what's going to win the fight here today. First up, we see a Human Torch ban.
Yeah,
seems
getting
really
here
consistent throughout the play.
Yeah, getting here into the match, I think Human Torch is really strong still, even with the nerfs. And oh, okay, we do see that Black Panther ban. I believe that one of the players on the side of Cafe Noir is pretty good on that Black Panther. I did see them pick it before in the past. I can't remember entirely who was the player, but we do see a Jean Grey Protect or Phoenix Protect here from Steam Engines. I'm curious to see how they want to take that. Maybe they want that Wolverine combination, but as we saw from that last game, Jean Grey is pretty strong. And oh, we are going to see Wolverine here with Cafe Noir protecting Wolverine. They're both on the same page, yeah.
Oh, you love to see it, chat. We might actually get to see some crazy team-up action here between Wolverine and Phoenix. We might actually get to see it live. Oh,
yeah, we get to see the tears and misery of all the tank players around the world. I just heard a cry from all the tank players telling them to ban Wolverine, but unfortunately, it seems like it will get through the draft, so we'll have to see how both teams decide they want to adapt. We might see a mag ban, maybe even a thing ban, both very good against Wolverine, so we'll have to see what the teams want to pick here. And oh, that's a Storm ban. We do see the Hulk ban, so it does look like that tank pool getting a little smaller. Storm being very strong, especially for baiting out ultimates, should be pretty exciting to not see her this time. So we'll definitely see Jean Grey, Wolverine, I think. And the support roster will be pretty similar, but that mag protect's pretty solid. Any thoughts, Muff? You think they're gonna protect anything? Yeah, maybe Loki protect, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say Loki, or oh, interesting, another tank protect.
Emma Frost, that means they might not end up playing the thing, so it might be Mag, Emma Frost, maybe one team's playing Mag thing. We'll have to see how both teams want to pan it out. Maybe they both just want Emma Frost. Maybe they don't value the thing as much as I thought they did. But yeah, we'll have to see how it pans out.
Maybe neither team bans here. Maybe they might just let it fly, let it get crazy. Now we see the Luna ban. That's actually a smart ban. I like to see that one.
Yeah, I think Luna Snow here is quite strong. Yeah, they're making that support pool a bit smaller, so it looks like we're probably going to see Loki and Viswoman. If I had to guess, the two supports left with the Stay Alive in the big circle. Maybe even Mantis, but I doubt it. I think Loki is a much stronger pick.
Mantis.
Yeah, and as we were talking about, it does like both teams do like the Emma Frost quite a bit. She did get a small nerf. Overall damage going down for about 6 to 9% on that primary fire, and 5% damage reduction taken away from that diamond form. But definitely not strong enough of a change to warrant not picking her. I think just her anti-dive and overall just strong frontline ability is going to keep her pretty relevant for quite a while.
Yeah, she's a really fun hero to watch. It's also going to be interesting to see how they balance her over time, especially with the fact that we have Blade coming right around the corner too. Like,
yeah, should be exciting.
I think the meta for the game is about to get really crazy.
Yeah, I think it should be pretty exciting here. We do see Cafe Noir gonna get that small advantage early pre-start, using that Penny Rocket team-up to get more of those jump packs, hopefully for their own Wolverine. And Steam Engine's not gonna be able to match on their side as they actually have to walk to the point. So here we can see Cafe Noir gonna have that, oh, they're actually gonna swap to the thing. Maybe just for that first touch, but oh, the stun coming out immediately from Zenji, I believe, on that, on that Phoenix are gonna be pretty good value.
Yeah, we see Effie here trying to get some space here. He's clearing out a lane for his team. Hopeful gets the pick on Emma. That is a really huge valuable pick. They're pushing back to Magneto. Hopeful here putting pressure on the backline, uncontested. Nobody's even looking at him right now. Thing just making it impossible for Steam Engines to breathe.
Oh, here comes out 762 here with a big grab there on Coco. Using that extra lifesteal from the team up is just going to be able to get out for free. Oh, unfortunately here we see Pro Builder missing his own leap. Gonna have to wait for that 15-second cooldown, 3 seconds higher than that last patch. Should be pretty effective here at keeping away the Wolverine. Oh, here comes 762 diving deep with the thing. Oh, big grab there onto Loki. Not enough though, but look at all that sustain, all that healing. Just gonna stay alive, and Pro Builder matching with its own dive, but again, nothing much of a nothing burger there, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know, when you miss your snatch as Wolverine, that is just so heartbreaking because, you know, when you dive into the enemy team, they're just gonna be focused on you, and just not getting that value is just so incredibly heartbreaking.
Yeah, here comes out the Meteor M. Let's see if we can get anything. Maybe a big pick. Oh, the Loki bubble. Nope, nothing. That's going to be a big whiff there as Cafe Noir is going to pop that Phoenix ultimate. Going to chase down the rest of Steam Engines as a clean wipe. Yeah, and as we watch both of these... Yeah, as both of these teams reset here, we do have a small ultimate advantage, I think, going to be coming out from Cafe Noir. They did spend their ultimates a little bit later than Steam Engines, so we'll have maybe have his ultimate a bit earlier, but overall, I believe Cafe Noir is going to come out here in a pretty good position on point 2.
Yeah, both teams right now just dialed in. Oh, this is some Wolverine on Wolverine action right now. Who's going to diff who?
Oh, really nicely done. Oh, here comes out the last... Ultimate. Oh, the last stand almost getting a ton of value. Does end up getting 2 in the end.
Yeah, I would say that was still a very valuable ultimate. And you see Pro Builder go down there, unfortunately. Iffy continuing to push forward and just be a menace to Steam Engines.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest here. On the offense, Cafe Noir finding a lot of value out of that thing. Wolverine team up, using it to throw the Wolverine, leap in there with the thing, and Wolverine picking someone out. I mean, that's an incredibly offensive combo. Look at this, watch it go. Here goes that Wolverine. Let's see who he gets. Oh, staying above the door. Let's see who he gets. No, it's gonna be the Loki. That's gonna be a really nice pick there. Gets immediately countered there by Pro Builder. Not gonna really go into anything. Here comes out defensive ultimates from both teams. As we see a lot of offensive ultimates from Steam Engine, that's gonna be a pretty clean wipe. Nicely done there by Steam Engines.
Yeah, very nice. And Cafe Noir still has their Loki ult though too, so it'll be interesting to see how they use that in this next fight as they regroup.
Yeah, I think Cafe Noir actually got their ultimate canceled. I think Coach was in the middle of casting it, or no, I think it was Coco from Steam Engines. They committed defensive ultimates and offensive ultimates from Steam Engines, so that might actually lead to a pretty irreparable play here, because I think Cafe Noir is going to be up, what is it, 5 ults to 1? 5 ults to maybe 2? And that might actually be the difference between getting the second or third point.
Yeah, this is a really pivotal choke. If Cafe Noir can get some space up here and push them back to that doorway, I think that they actually have a really good chance. They've got a big pick, 3-piece, 4-piece. Can they get the finish? Sends them back to spawn. That is a team wipe, and Cafe Noir takes the second point.
Yeah, really nicely done. Only committing 2 big offensive ultimates after using that Emma Frost ultimate. And the Emma Frost ultimate just pushing them back into that small choke, followed up by that Phoenix ult plus the clobbering time there from the thing is just going to be able to get a really clean fight there. I mean, Steam Engines didn't commit anything themselves, so they are going to actually get that ultimate advantage back to 3-3.
Yeah, the thing reloading with 762, making sure he's popping them out there.
Yeah, both Wolverines kind of running at each other, but it does look like 762 does get the bad side of that, losing his passive. Pro Builder doesn't have it either, but with all these offensive ultimates coming out, I think Cafe Noir is going to be here at a small disadvantage. Here goes 762. Can he get anything? Oh, gets grounded there by the thing. Yeah, not effective, unfortunately. And as they try to go under this bridge, it's going to be hard for them to get any value. There it goes, 762's last stand there, not getting too much value, unfortunately. And here comes a clobbering time from Steam Engine.
Washer goes down. Steam Engine's down a tank right now. Cafe Noir is down their tank. Man, both teams are really just putting out a ton of damage right now. And it's really based around whether or not they get a Wolverine grab or not.
Yeah, Wolverine getting a lot of value here. He's actually going to stay alive for a bit. Here comes out Hopeful with that Phoenix ultimate. No value there. But you can see the points getting closer and closer to that third checkpoint. And, Emma Frost grab incredibly important here on 762. Can he survive? Let's get out of there. Pro Builder looking for the last stand, getting a pick there almost on the Invisible Woman, but definitely out of the fight. Defensive ultimate's gone from Steam Engines as Tones and Slayer are trading their Emma Frost ultimates. Here comes a lot of damage. Offensive or defensive ultimates now from both teams back up. Here, let's see if Washer gets a big covering time. That's 2. 1 on DPS, 1 on Strategist. Let's see what they can get. Nope, still inside of that invisible boundary. Nothing to be found. And as both teams start to run out of steam, let's see who comes out on top. It looks like Cafe Noir is going to come out maybe on top. A lot of people on the side of Steam Engine, very low. There comes out last stand from 762. Very clean. Yeah, very good cleanup there from the side of Cafe Noir.
Oh, 762 is locked in. He is dialed. He's ready to go. Final desperation attempt here.
Yeah, swapping over to Venom and swapping to Thing. Oh, that's just going to be a big hit. And with that finishing ultimate from Ivy, it's going to be a pretty, honestly, not the cleanest fight from either team. Both teams kind of running through all their ultimates and building one more at the end there. Really nice clutch there from 762, getting his ultimate just in time to clean up.
Yeah, shout out to both team supports, by the way, just managing to stay in there and getting mixy right there at that last team fight, right when everybody was just blowing all of their ults. Both team supports just hanging in there and keeping both teams alive. That was a really exciting final team fight.
Yeah, and I think we really saw the power of the Thing, Wolverine, and what's it called? Phoenix there. I mean, all of that value. You get Thing to throw Wolverine, that he gets the empowered auto attacks, and the empowered auto attacks are buffed by Phoenix, means he gets to stay alive forever. He's essentially a third tank. And looking at the tank stats, I mean, look how much damage both Wolverines are taking. Almost as much as the respective tanks on their team.
30 seconds before you attack.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to have an off tank that can also double as a DPS is just absolutely insane value. I think that's what makes Wolverine one of the more fun heroes to watch in a professional or competition setting, is just the amount of, not just value that he brings, but like the amount of playmaking capabilities that he brings. He really makes the other team think and stay on their toes.
Yeah, small thing I noticed as well, Steam Engine's not... Yeah, Steam Engine's not really using that rocket as much effectively. No, only one person really got the shield, I believe, from Steam Engines, but they did get the jump pack on Pro Builder, so still kind of impactful. Here goes in Pro Builder. Looking at Emma Frost grabs, that's a knockup. Is he going to be able to survive? He does maybe get out. It's going to be kind of close here, but let's see if 762 can find his own value. Does jump in the portal to get to the back. Gonna be a long flank here. We'll have to wait for that for a little bit, but it does look like Steam Engine is actually winning here on the front. Does keep a lot of people alive. Coach going down early from Cafe Noir, so down one strategist means they're gonna have to back up to this choke point.
Yeah, we see Thing here for Steam Engines trying to clear the way for his team and allow them to get some spacing here. The positioning is very important. 762 just absolutely hunting down Pro Builder, not letting him breathe at all.
Oh, 762 going deep, but kind of low. Oh, catches the other Wolverine, but does not end up getting the grab. That's really unfortunate.
Oh. I like where 762's head is at. He is hungry. He wants to play. He said, pass me the rock.
Yeah, here he goes, going for that Loki maybe. Oh, going from behind, he doesn't see it. Doesn't get the grab immediately. Okay, that's a good grab. Gets pulled away by the Invisible Woman. Really good awareness there from the side of Coco, keeping his team alive. We're gonna have to see how effective both teams can stay alive there. No more Wolverine value. Here comes out the ultimates now. Cafe Noir Tones going out with that Psionic Seduction. Gets one, only one. Shell Pie is gonna find a lot of value there with that invisible boundary, and we're gonna see Cafe Noir back up, not wanting to commit too much more as we see Coach going down. Oh, Iffy actually committing.
You know, if he's not afraid to get in there.
Yeah, trading for one. Oh, it's gonna chase through the portal. Oh. Wow, impressive. Honestly, incredible play there. Ivy finding, I think it was 3 or 4 with that clobbering time. Does open it up from that small, like, breakable sideline. Really nicely done there.
Yeah, really good team call out there as well. You saw his team come help him out in the teleport, as he called it out, the ISO. Very good, very responsive from his teammates. That's the kind of playmaking that allows your teammates to be confident.
Yeah, we do see a Pro Builder and 762 looking for these really sneaky sides. Oh, so Pro Builder is going to be seen. Going to get chased up. 762 grabs Loki. Does he get the teleport back out? Oh, that's still a pick there on the side of Cafe Noir, gonna kill one of the strategists, and unfortunately that's gonna be a pretty big pick there. Not gonna have a lot of momentum left as they're forced into this last time. Oh, Steam Engine's gonna whiff a little bit of the Washer's ult. Zanji not gonna find any value from his because of it. Coach gonna have to pop his own defensive ultimate. And as that Wolverine goes on the backline, that's actually basically nothing. Here comes out the other Phoenix ultimate, getting one more pick, and that looks like it's gonna be a clean fight there for Cafe Noir.
Yeah, hopefully here, looking to actually continue to put some sustained damage out there and just farm her ultimate. And we have Konya.
Yeah, Konya finding that funny value, trying to keep that Loki out of vision. But Steam Engine is still finding the picks. Or sorry, it's getting picked there, unfortunately, by Cafe Noir. Cafe Noir finding the picks there. Oh, here comes out the Washer gonna try to flank the Phoenix, and as both tanks take this high ground, we're gonna have to see how effective that's gonna be. We're gonna see a lot of ultimates. We're watching Ivy here. Does he get a big clobbering time on this first engagement? That's the only ultimate Cafe Noir has left. X, obviously. Oh, big clobbering time?
Oh, you do see a huge Emma Frost ultimate coming out to counter the clobbering time.
Yeah, and as we see the other Psionic Seduction coming out here from Tones on the side of Cafe Noir, they're gonna get pushed back to this room, and I don't think they're gonna be able to touch here for that last point. Yep, it does look like Steam Engine is gonna commit enough ultimates here to keep Cafe Noir away, and they actually do keep a small ultimate advantage here.
Yeah, it just looks like Cafe Noir is having a really hard time getting set back up here. Pro Builders basically being allowed to put pressure on their front line for free, and he's not even getting taxed for it. Really smart plays by Steam Engines here. They're really seeing their opportunities and they're capitalizing on it. They're getting aggressive at the right times. We see 762 and Pro Builder going at it once more. Wolverine on Wolverine, you love to see it. Who's Diffie?
Yeah, they're just kind of punching each other, or I guess clawing each other there in the front line, not finding too much value. Oh no, Pro Builder front caught out on the side, can't dash away because of that ground. Gonna have to use that long cooldown Pharaoh Leap to get away. Might be not that effective. Unfortunately, Steam Engine has a lot of ultimates coming here. They have a lot of tempo. Oh, Washer getting very low, maybe losing the healers there a little bit. Here comes out that Phoenix ultimate from both sides. Oh, big ultimate there from the clobbering time, but not gonna find as much. But a good follow-up there from Steam Engine. Does get one pick.
Oh, they picked off Hopeful right as Hopeful popped his ultimate. Oh no, you don't love to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be really unfortunate. Big commitment there from Steam Engine. The 3 ultimates going down for the one of Cafe Noir. Can they actually capitalize? They did lose Washer a little bit early.
Pro Builder goes down. They are now without a tank on that front line. Let's see how they respond.
Oh, big Berserker, or not Berserker Rage, last stand there from 762, really big. I think that was 3 into the 4, very clean.
Yeah, and it looks like they only committed 1 ultimate there. They're still coming out on top of 2 ultimates.
Yeah, they committed 1 ultimate early, while Steam Engine's committed 3, and then 762 ends up just cleaning up the rest of the fight with that last stand ultimate right at the end. Oh, does he grab it? No, gets knocked away, or gets away with that dash there, Phoenix, but unfortunately, yeah, it looks like 762, a little bit left out there to drive by his team, but gonna buy a lot of time. And yeah, as we look back at the front line, look at it. Look how far back Steam Engines is from the point. They're gonna get this pressure back a little bit as 762 has to respawn, but that's a lot of time bought.
Yeah, giving up that map control for just 1 flanker is just, you know, you can't really give that up in a setting like this, you know? You can't commit your whole team to go take care of a flanker.
Oh, Tones are really finding a lot of value there with that ult, but no follow-up, not a lot of damage, no ultimates. And as both of these defensive ultimates come out from the side of Cafe Noir and Steam Engine, I'm sure we're gonna see that Loki ultimate get picked. Oh, grab there on the Wolverine, not enough to finish, still has passive, very safe. Here comes out Zanji with this Phoenix ultimate. We see Hopeful also coming with the ultimate. No, nothing. We see both regeneration domains, gonna keep both of them alive. No ultimates committed yet defensively from the other team. Oh, here goes one. Oh, both of them.
Both Invisible Woman ults out. Now we see the Emma Frost ult go out from Slurnt. Massive value. Allows Pro Builder to get in there and take out Iffy. Zanji takes out Tones. 762, Coach, Hopeful, and Konya. They're going to go back to spawn, and it looks like Steam Engines are going to keep this match rolling.
Yeah, nicely done there. Very nice combo. Slurnt really getting them off of the front of that fight, pushing them to that like side corner, and then Washer seeing them all clumped up, pops that clobbering time, gets like 3 or 4, and then it's just that's the end of the story from there. It was just a very clean fight.
Yeah, both teams showing a lot of tenacity, and like their ability to respond to adversity is just really awesome to watch. Like Pro Builder and 762 have been going back and forth. Oh, and it's another fat team wipe! That happened
Wow.
so quick!
Pro Builder going in there deep. I thought maybe it was a bit of an overextension washer or just storing him deep in there, but with that last stand really nicely timed, getting a little bit low pop, getting the passive popped, but pops his ult and it catches 4, and then the 5th was an easy cleanup.
Yeah, it's huge. Cafe Noir here still, okay, you see a lot of ultimates go out right now. But he manages to snatch cones right out of their ultimate.
Yeah, an incredible play of both.
Winning the trades right now.
Yeah, all the defensive ultimates come out from the side of Cafe Noir. Unfortunately, they gets countered by that Phoenix. Oh, nice block there from the Wolverine, diving straight into that Phoenix ultimate to keep his team alive. Big ultimate here. That last stand coming out here from 762, trying to stay alive, trying to keep his team in the game here. But unfortunately, only gets 2. And with these respawns getting later and later, I'm not entirely sure if it's going to be effective. Here comes out Portal from the side of Cafe Noir, and looks like they actually are going to get the hold here. But it's going to be close. Both teams are kind of low on resources.
Oh, here comes the Doctor Strange portal. Both teams now making their way onto the point, but seems like Steam Engines is just trickling in, and it ends right at the final line. What an exciting match.
Yeah, that last fight kind of ended with a little bit of a whimper instead of a bang. Both teams kind of burning through all the resources, but in the end, we do see, I believe it was Cafe Noir coming out a little bit on top with the stall there. They just ended up pushing off that Doctor Strange off point and not going to be able to sustain that overtime.
Yeah, that was, wow, Steam Engines, that was crazy. They team wiped so fast right there. I didn't even get a chance to finish my thought. And just like they kept the momentum rolling, and then Cafe Noir just said, hold up, it's not over yet.
Yeah, they said call the ambulance, but not for me, and it was a pretty incredible play there at the end. Really nice stall from Cafe Noir. Maybe a little bit lucky, as I think both teams were kind of getting the resources back, but still really nicely done from both teams. I think really watching those Wolverines, we saw some incredible plays there from both 762 and Pro Builder, but definitely, like, if you're watching a little bit more closely, I think the main like players in the match were honestly the Invisible Woman players. I think it was Coach and Coco doing an excellent job keeping those Wolverines off their team.
Yeah, absolutely. I would agree with that. Coco with the very clutch pull there. I think it was like it was probably halfway through that that round right there. Got a huge pull on, I believe it was the Thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh no, it was the Wolverine as Wolverine was flying in. Yeah,
Wolverine. Okay.
Yeah. It was pretty crazy,
Yeah, no,
honestly. Incredible pull. I think it was the Wolverine grabbing Loki off of the high ground, and the pull just kept the Loki alive and Wolverine in a really bad spot, but gets bailed out by the rest of his team. But still, a lot of resources committed for a really nice, well-aware play there by Coco. I mean, really well done. And as we can see from the stats, though, unfortunately, it does look like, or I guess fortunately, depending on which side you're looking at, Cafe Noir does come out on top. Really nicely done. And as we're talking here, we can look back at the bracket, and we'll see here in the next game where we are going to have, I believe it's going to be Ex Oblivione versus Ex Oblivione versus Cafe Noir.
Yeah, this is going to be an awesome match. Both teams are absolutely cracked. I mean, we just got to see a massive display of tenacity from Cafe Noir to be able to stand 10 toes and stop it in basically their home court. You know, it was only a couple more meters and we're looking at an overtime. So, and then Ex Oblivione, you know what you get with them. They're crazy exciting to watch. Again, I think it's going to come down to ultimate management here. Ex Oblivione lost their previous match against Olympus. If I had to wager a guess, or if I had to put my thoughts out there, I would think that Olympus did a little bit better of a job of managing their ultimates. So if Ex Oblivione can kind of like wrangle that in and respond, I can see them getting themselves out of the losers bracket, and we can see a repeat of Olympus and Ex Oblivione in the finals.
Yeah, and thank you again to the teams that we did not call out a little bit earlier. I believe it's going to be Ultra Sustain, Calamity, and Steam Engines for getting knocked out in the losers bracket. Thank you guys all for coming in today for the Cozy Cash Cup. We definitely cannot do it without you, and hopefully you guys come back for the next Cozy Cash Cup for that $500 prize pool. And if I mentioned it a little bit, or I didn't mention it a little bit earlier, but it is $500 split into two, $300 for first place and $200 for second place. So for this last, or for this losers finals round, the last round in losers side, it is going to be fighting for $200 here. Or at least $200 here.
Yeah, so we're not going home with pennies, you know.
Yeah,
We
it
got
should be
some real money on the
exciting.
line. Yeah, both teams are really awesome to watch. I have actually, I think that last match in particular, I was really impressed with Olympus in the semifinals of the winners bracket, but the last match in particular, I think both teams really stood out to me in their ability to just like to be able to be in the mix 6v6, all of those abilities going off, so many people talking at once, to be able to just find that target and focus as a team really like just kind of like displays how dialed in you are, and both teams were doing just that.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty excellent. And while we wait for the next match, we're gonna pause it for a little bit and we'll see you guys in a little bit as the teams are readying up here. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, guys, we are back here with the, I believe it's going to be the losers round 4 or losers finals. With, I believe it's going to be Exoblivione versus Cafe Noir, and the map is going to be Clintar Celestial Husk. It's the new map. I haven't seen too much about this map. What about you, Muff? Anything? Have you seen this map a lot?
I actually have not seen this map, but I've been doing a lot of browsing of the subreddit Marvel Rivals, and it seems like the community is really happy with this map. I saw a lot of sentiments of people saying that it seems like the developers are learning and they're really listening to the community because people are really happy with this map. So I'm super excited to actually get to see it in action.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into game here right now. And we're going to start to see some of these bans, and here goes that Emma Frost ban. We're not going to see Emma Frost like we did in that last game, so should be already a bit of a shakeup. And as we see Exoblivione banning the Black Panther away from Cafe Noir once again, Cafe Noir definitely getting has quite a reputation here for that Panther, and I think Panther is quite good right now. Maybe gets shut down a little bit more in organized play, but obviously Cafe Noir quite adept at playing around it. And oh, Exoblivione protecting that Ultron. I'm not entirely sure how they're going to fit that into their composition, but should be interesting.
If this map happens to have any sort of LOS breaks for any flyers, I can see somebody like Ultron actually being really beneficial to the team, especially considering that it's a domination map. So I mean, I think actually saving Ultron might actually be a really clutch pick. We might find out.
Yeah, and
as we see on Jean Grey.
Yeah, that Phoenix ban, obviously in response to Wolverine, and I mean, that's like, what is that? That's 2 flyers taken out, because you can say Phoenix is kind of a flyer, and with Human Torch out, it's going to be a much more of a grounded game, and Wolverine's still probably a menace even without that team up. We're going to have to see if both teams want to pick the thing to play around it.
Yeah, and you see that Luna Snow protection go out. You really like to see it. I'm a Luna Snow main enjoyer myself, so anytime or any chance I get to see her in competition play, my heart just melts.
Okay, interesting. I think that Hulk protection might be a response to the Ultron. Maybe Cafe Noir does know that Exoblivione wants to go for a bit more of a flyer composition. So maybe keeping that forward in the more to deal with that a bit more effectively, but not entirely sure. Maybe they just want to keep their tank pool a little bit more open. And with that last band, they're on the Bucky. I think, what's it called? The Winter Soldier, aka Bucky, is kind of like a pseudo Wolverine, that pull being quite effective, but not nearly as much as that Wolverine grab, that feral leap. So I'm not entirely sure what the thought process is behind that, but he did get a small buff to his damage at long range. So yeah,
that fall off might prove. Yeah, that fall off actually might prove on this map to be that fall off buff might prove to be really painful for teams if they're not mindful of the fact that there is an enemy Bucky on their team. So I actually think that the Bucky ban is a pretty solid ban. I think that's a really good choice because typically the domination maps tend to have like a lot of open area. So people like Bucky or Punisher, they really tend to like eat and thrive in this environment.
Okay, I like the composition coming out from Cafe Noir, getting a little bit creative. We do see here the Hulk being the tie to the whole composition. Hulk having that team up with the Namor, that Gamma Monstro, gonna be really, really effective at taking out any flyers and just does a lot of damage in general, especially to frontline members. And because Hulk can also throw 762 here on the Wolverine, it's gonna keep that, it's like that's 2 team ups tied onto that Hulk and should be really effective, almost as good or if as good as the Thing. And I'm curious to see how they're gonna pan this out here. I'm pretty sure that Exoblivione is gonna have the Thing as they're gonna obviously do the little rocket thing that everyone does at the beginning, but they're probably gonna have the Thing as their secondary tank with Wolverine. Oh no, it's actually gonna be Venom. Okay, this is gonna be very interesting. This is a bit more of a dive composition, or I guess a dive frontline, but not more of a backline composition from Exoblivione, and a more standard like anti-tank frontline to frontline comp from Cafe Noir.
Yeah, and right away you see 762 hopping into the arms of Tones once again. Tries to get the opener on Magneto, misses it. Mace very aware of his positioning.
Yeah, and it looks like the off tanks are kind of fighting on the sidelines, and as they come back to the main, oh, we just see 762 get a big grab there on the Magneto, but no lifesteal, so he's gonna just get melted there. Really nice focus there from Exoblivione.
Yeah, you see 762 got a little impatient there and tried to get a cheeky little pick there and Cafe Noir was just there to, or sorry, Ex Oblivione was just there to respond.
Oh, unfortunately, Hopeful actually getting a nice pick there, very nicely done, and that's going to be able to get them some more pressure for Cafe Noir back on the point. They actually did get the point while I was talking about that. Ex Oblivione maybe not using their advantage as effectively as I expected, and unfortunately they're going to get fully routed here. We're going to get full control from Cafe Noir, and as Ex Oblivione goes back to the drawing board here, let's see if they make any changes, and it looks like they're going to stay the same composition, so maybe they want to give it a try until they get ultimates.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you can't just rely on results-based feedback. Sometimes you got to test it again. You know, you never know. But it looks like they're really confident here. The Venom's looking to kind of start the engagement. Actually, it looks like he's going for some cheeky little picks.
He's on the side here. He's looking for the backline. Oh, that's a big whiff. He's not going to be able to really stay there for too long. Yeah, has to back up. And as we see there, I think that was 762 getting a pick there on Suvio fan. And oh, here goes the throw. Doesn't end up getting the Ultron, but gonna get some more pressure, and Cafe Noir does end up getting picked here. Oh, we see CC Heart finding two people on the side, not even contested. That Wolverine not particularly good at it. And here comes out Sector here with that Fate of Both Worlds on the Luna Frost, and oh, CC Heart finding a lot of value.
Huge pick on that Ultron. That Cafe Noir being down. Oh, you see lots of ults going out right now. It's looking like Ex Oblivione is wanting to make a push for this point here.
Oh, Tone's getting that hit onto the Ultron, gonna commit that kill, or get the rest of that kill with his ultimate. And as these defensive ultimates come out from both teams, it's gonna be a bit of a stall. Here comes out the Hello Ultimate, keeping CC Heart alive. Gotta pop it when he was low, and immediately gets knocked out. It does get back into that Luna Snow ult, gonna stay alive for a little bit longer. Here comes out Last Stand, getting people out of that Luna Snow ult. Doesn't get too much value, has to run away for the hills. Here comes out Rage of Ultron Ultimate. Gonna keep his team alive, not too much. It's gonna be kind of bad here for the side of Ex Oblivione. Just not too much left in the tank.
Yeah, Sovio Fan goes down there. That's gonna be a really tough pick for Ex Oblivione. They're not gonna be they're gonna be completely without the regeneration domain there on the point, and they're gonna have to actually give it up and give some space to hopefully reset. And it looks like they're not gonna even get a chance to reset, as Cafe Noir is just putting their foot on the gas pedal and saying, hey, look, this isn't our last stop. Final stop is champion.
Yeah, I mean, wow, tempo there from Cafe Noir, that Wolverine really finding a lot of value. And as I was thinking about it a little bit earlier, we can talk about it during this down phases, I really underestimated the comp building potential from the side of Cafe Noir. As we can see, I didn't even notice the Luna Snow combination with the Namor ultimate. That could find a lot of value. I don't think I got to see it in that first round, but if you damage boost the Namor ultimate with the Luna Snow ultimate, it can instantly kill any 250 health target or below. With just even the outer edge, so it's incredibly effective, and we'll have to see how much they can abuse it. And like overall, I think Cafe Noir's comp is actually quite a bit more superior than Ex Oblivione, and as we saw in that last round, we did see them struggle a little bit, so we'll have to see what they can do here from the side of Ex Oblivione to adapt.
Yeah, Ex Oblivione is going to have to do something to adapt, but it looks like they're going to keep their same composition here. Seems like they're really comfortable with that, and they're going to go ahead and gamble and roll the dice. I actually like this. This is quite the ego challenge.
Yeah, it seems like Ex Oblivione is matching the side of Cafe Noir with that Hulk, but also with the Namor. But what happened to the well, they do have the Hela, so no Wolverine. So this Wolverine can still be a big issue. From the side of Cafe Noir. We're gonna have to see. We're just kind of watching 762 just get balled up around here as Toes looks for an angle. Here goes 762. Oh, going for that hello on the side. Does he get it? That's one. That's a huge leap. That's gonna be a free kill. Maybe to the point. Maybe not the best idea. Does not secure it because of the healing from the side of Ex Oblivione. Oh, Sovio Fan does get picked there by that Magneto right click. And as we can see, Cafe Noir just using that tempo to get back on the point. Sector gonna try to save it for Ex Oblivione with that Fate of Both Worlds, but we'll have to see how that pans out. Here goes Mace with the Meteor M.
See if he gets any value out of it. Doesn't really get much value. You see the Luna Snow ult go out from Coach. And you know, you gotta admire what 762 is doing here at the beginning of the match for his team, because when he gets thrown out there, he's really causing Ex Oblivione to have to turn their attention and focus on their backline to help their teammate. Otherwise, they're just going to not get any value out of their 6-man, and they're going to be down a man. So, and by doing so, they ended up losing Sovio Fan early, which has allowed Cafe Noir to really just put the pressure on right now.
Yeah, and as we see, both of these teams kind of brawl it out. Both of the Hulk ults kind of go out, and a lot of ultimates, offensive specifically, going out. Oh, the regeneration domain stays for quite long. I'm surprised Sovio Fan still had it. gonna block that Meteor M in its entirety. And as this fight keeps going on, I thought Cafe Noir was on the losing end, but with the respawn, they're actually kind of coming back. But no, Cafe Noir gonna get loose 2 right there. Gonna be pretty big. I don't think they're gonna hold on, but they're gonna get as much percentage as they can. As we see everyone just kind of dive on the point there for Cafe Noir.
Yeah, and it's actually looking like they might even take somebody with them, and no, it doesn't look like they were able to get it, but, you know, Ash almost ended up going down there. They almost got some value out of a 2v6.
Yeah, not too bad. That was like...
Leone?
Yeah, that was like 7 or 8% that they got to get off the board, so that feels pretty good from the side of Cafe Noir. And getting back here goes 762, looking for something, has to come back. No, just kind of sharking around, not really finding anything, but that's a slow cooldown for the combo leap.
A nice deep freeze.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to play corners right now. He's got the attention of the enemy team, so let's see what Exoblivione does.
Oligator forcing out that regeneration domain. That might be really big as all these ultimates come out. Here, Namor probably looking for that ultimate. Here comes Coach with his ultimate on that Luna Snow. Gonna keep his team, gonna let Cafe Noir walk up. Here comes that Mace, searching for that Luna Snow or for any squishy target. Whiffs it, doesn't get anything. Sector gonna pop his own Luna Snow ultimate. That's a lot later than Coach, so they're not gonna have any of that healing. Do we see any follow-up from Exoblivione? They did lose CC Heart a little early. Coach actually finding a really nice headshot, probably. Ash not gonna get knocked down by that 762.
Another both Luna Snow ults going out from their respective Lokis. Oh, that was such a big brain play from 762. He just didn't get any value out of it. He tried to snatch, I believe it was the the Magneto, and get him into the Namor ult.
Yeah, as we're talking, we saw an incredible ultimate Meteor M there from Ivy. Finding both strategists with that Meteor M, and that's gonna be a pretty clean team wipe, honestly, off of just that play. Although I think Exoblivione was already running out of steam, but really nice cleanup there from Ivy. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see it super well. We just caught a little bit of the end of that, but hopefully we get to see it on the next one.
Yeah, and you see Cafe Noir right now ahead. Actually, they're tied 1-1 right now, but 762 is about to have his ultimate pop, and he is actually getting in there, getting Mixie again, doing exactly as I said. Excuse me.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he doesn't get a lot of value. Here goes Tones with his Hulk Smash. Oh, what can he find? That's 2 people in the corner. Gets huge value. Follow-up from 762 and Iffy. We do see Sector here coming for the teleport with on the side of Exoblivione. Here comes out. Hella's Goddess of Death trying to stay alive, but still getting good value on the backline. Here goes Alligator with that Horn of Proteus. Doesn't get anything, but followed up by CC Heart. Does end up finishing the kill. Cafe Noir on the back foot here a little bit as the portal gets used from the side of Exoblivione. Do we see a match from Cafe Noir on the respawn? No, we do not. So it does look like Cafe Noir might give up presence of this point. But here comes back 762 and Hopeful. They both have their ultimates. No, it looks like Cafe Noir is backing up. They understand the situation. No more waste here, I think.
Yeah, you only really have one opportunity here for a good team fight, and you just can't really risk it getting picked off this early. And Coach actually goes down early.
Yeah, it's a big pick. Oh, unfortunately, Ash does not get picked off. 762 not finding a ton of value, but here comes the last stand. Oh, Hopeful gonna look for the portal here. Let's see where he's gonna put it. Straight onto the point. Okay, Exoblivione super deep. Are they gonna be able to come back to defend in time? There's gonna be a real... Oh, just barely comes back in time, so it's gonna be overtime for both teams. Here comes a Suvio fan, gonna use that Fateable Worlds Coach matching with his own. Here comes Sector, Big Eye Agamotto. Doesn't even get anyone. That's a good block there from Cafe Noir. Shield from the Hulk. Here comes out the last stand from 762. Doesn't find anything. We do see, what is it, Meteor M coming out? Nothing. We see the other Meteor M come out. Also, actually gets one here. I think that's Suvio fan getting picked off during the during his Fateable Worlds. As there's no more defensive ultimates from Exoblivione, it does look like they are falling apart a little bit here. Here comes Tones with his own Hulk Smash. Gonna be a pretty clean cleanup here at the end, I think.
Yeah, Tones just absolutely dialed in. Man is going in. Hulk smashing everything. 762 with the clutch pick on Ash, and that is going to bring it to its conclusion.
Yeah, I think we missed it a little bit at the end there, but I'm pretty sure we saw a pretty crazy Meteor M catching someone, catching one of the Lokis during the ultimate. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but I did see it in the kills at the end, and I think that was actually one of the big difference makers there in that last fight. But really well played from both teams. I think both teams did a good job staggering their defensive ultimates, but we did see Cafe Noir really keeping up that tempo, finding those small picks, and that was, I think, the big difference maker for them.
Yeah, and also with Hopeful managing to pop his Strange shield right there at the very end when Sector went to pop his Doctor Strange ult, managing to block that for his team was really clutch, because if he didn't get that, I do believe that Ex Oblivione's mace actually happened, or I believe it was Sector. Yeah, I think it was Sector actually had his Magneto ult ready to go.
Yeah, I think Tones as well. I think he also used his Hulk barrier as well. I think that was also pretty effective. But honestly, just a pretty good execution from both teams. But I think Cafe Noir just came out on top with superior ultimate, like, what's it called, execution. Like, they really got a lot of value off their ultimates. And I think Hopeful didn't actually end up getting a great Eye of Agamotto at the end himself, but he didn't need it with Tones cleaning up, 762 finding a really high value last stand, and just solid ultimate, or defensive ultimate allocation from the support players of Cafe Noir.
And also, Cafe Noir recognizing very early on that Ex Oblivione was just giving up a lot of map control there at the very beginning of every round, by just being able to extend. You know, that you would get into the middle of the point, and then all of a sudden, you see 762 get thrown into the back line, and Ex Oblivione just doesn't know how to respond to that. They respond by everybody turns and burns on 762, and by the time that happens, you know, you're down a support, you're down a tank, and then, you know, it just kind of snowballs, and now you're fighting off the back foot.
Yeah, I think Ex Oblivione really wanted to keep CC Heart on that Hella kind of uncontested, but doing so kind of left, I believe it was Ivy on the, or one, I think Ivy was on the, what's it called? The Namor? No, it was Hopeful on Namor, I believe. And he was just kind of left out there just to shoot at people, and he ended up getting a lot of these small picks that compounded into a tempo advantage. So, like, overall, a really, really nicely crafted team comp here from Cafe Noir, and overall, just great play.
Yeah, I absolutely agreed. And GG's to Ex Oblivione. You guys played a great match today. You guys played great matches overall. Really exciting to watch, and it's been an honor calling your matches. I hope to see you again in the next Cozy Cash Cup.
Yeah, and fun fact, Cafe Noir ended up getting 3rd place last tournament, and it looks like we are gonna see. Oh, it seems like everyone left the lobby, so I'm gonna have to see if I can join that last lobby, hopefully. And yeah, as we're waiting here for these matches to get updated, I mean, Cafe Noir did show good performance in the last one. I believe they got 3rd place, and I think they did lose to Citadel Gaming, which was who is currently Ex Oblivione. So. Should be pretty interesting to watch this run back, but this should also be, I believe it's going to be the run back from the first match, winners round 1. Yeah, as we can, oh no, it won't be, it will be semifinals, or not semifinals. Oh no, this is just a completely new match, actually. Oh no, this is the run back, sorry, this is a run back, winners round 1. Olympus versus Cafe Noir, this last winners, or grand finals match.
Oh yeah, both teams poised to make a name for themselves, both teams looking to make a statement here. We've been 2 hours of elite gameplay, and you know what, folks? It all comes down to this. No second chances now. One last shot at glory. We've seen domination, we've seen comebacks, and now we finally find out who really wants it.
Yeah, and as we were talking, I think the map did get revealed, and as we were talking, I think the map should be, as we're in a second here, I'll show it. It should be an Empire of Knights. Here we go. Empire of Eternal Night Central Park. So yeah, it's the other Empire of Eternal Night map, so it should be pretty exciting. Or did we play this one already? Yeah. I think we played.
We have.
Oh, we have. You're right. Yeah.
Probably my favorite map.
Oh wait, no, sorry. It shouldn't be Central Park. It's Midtown. I'm sorry. I picked the wrong map here.
Oh, you did that to my heart.
Yes, I'm so sorry. It is Midtown. Midtown is, I believe, the convoy map. And it's definitely an interesting map. I think a lot of teams like this map because it's a really unique high ground on the first point. But a lot of teams also probably don't like it because of the second point being pretty easy or pretty hard to hold. You only really get that main choke at the end. But yeah, I mean, it should be pretty interesting to see how both teams kind of approach it. We didn't get to see the first winners round 1, so it's pretty exciting to be able to see them here in this last grand finals. And as we're talking a little bit more about the format here, we can go back to the bracket. If Olympus does win it, they'll win the whole thing. But if Cafe Noir wins it, they'll play one more match, essentially sending Olympus to the losers finals themselves, right? Or losers bracket. And no matter what, both teams are guaranteed $200, and they're fighting over that last $100 for that $300 total prize for first place.
Yeah, it's really exciting. If you're not standing up, if you're not already excited from watching these matches, honestly, you need to be on your feet because this match is going to get crazy.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how both teams will approach it, but as we were waiting for both, we're gonna take a little bit of a pause here, and we'll be right back when the match is ready. Oh, actually, wait, it seems like the match is going to be ready here immediately, so we might be able to get into the match pretty soon. So we'll just go back and look a little bit more at the map. And also, I want to see how teams approach it with a new character, especially since she has, Phoenix, especially since she has pretty good high ground control, I think. Can really abuse those side lanes, those high ground side lanes, and there's some really, really strong high grounds, especially on this map, on both, actually on all of the points, I think. They all have really strong high ground side lanes. So we'll have to see how both teams utilize it. I wonder if Phoenix will get banned. I don't think we've seen Phoenix banned, or no, we saw Phoenix banned once, I think, the second game that we casted.
Match.
Oh, was it last match? Okay. Yeah, so I'm excited to see how teams will approach it for this time. Maybe they'll keep it, maybe they'll ban it, but if they keep it, we get to see something pretty interesting, I hope.
100%. You know, it's this map is a really map knowledge dominated, especially at the higher levels. You were pointing out the flank angles with all the high ground. You know, a lot of even high level teams. I've been in grandmaster lobbies where you pointed out to them that, hey, if you go over here to the left in the subway, like right here, as you're looking, you can actually take that high ground, and that puts so much pressure and gives your team more space to come into the room and establish control. And, if you're not really privy to those things, it's going to make your life a little bit more difficult when you're attacking.
Yeah, and Cafe Noir immediately coming out with the Ultron ban. I think they definitely want to have some way to contest that high ground without having to deal with those flyers. Flyers being pretty easy high ground access. Oh, and Olympus, probably watching the previous matches, does ban a wave that, that Wolverine from 762, finding a lot of value, right? So definitely interesting to see how it's going to pan out. Maybe both teams just kind of ignoring the Jean Grey. Yeah, I was going to say Storm is pretty popular on this map, very strong. Omega Hurricane really being able to bait out those defensive ultimates, as you're talking about a little bit earlier. And yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how it pans out.
Yeah, and Flyer Merchant especially, we saw him earlier on Storm getting a lot of value. In my opinion, was probably the most valuable player on his team the last time that we watched him. I believe it was actually against Ex Oblivione. And they I mean, again, their ultimate management is, in my opinion, it's very top tier.
I'm just surprised.
Pick.
I really thought they were going to protect the Human Torch and then play it with the Spider-Man, because I think I saw them playing it in a game earlier. I thought it was going to be pretty crazy, but like banning all these flyers away, what's left? Iron Man in the flyer pool? I'm not sure anyone really wants to play him after the pretty, honestly, kind of mediocre to heavy nerfs he got. And yeah, Olympus following all the previous teams and banning that Black Panther. Not the most surprising thing.
No, I'm really interested to see if Cafe Noir here has had a strategy up their sleeves for this very moment.
I'm smelling a lot of Punisher. I'm smelling Punisher.
Yeah.
I think Punisher is really good to take that high ground control. That first right side on the attacking point. Yeah, there's the Punisher. Okay, this is going to be an interesting match, as Punisher is pretty good because there's these very long hallways, and in general, the high ground is pretty open, so Punisher should see a lot of value here. And I guess that's the way they're going to contest the Storm, additionally, obviously. And oh yeah, okay, Static ban, a good way to contest Punisher, especially in turret. Static is pretty effective against it, and especially with her ultimate is pretty good against Punisher. So it's not surprising to see it get banned, but I want to see what Olympus kind of matches for that, because Punisher is also very good against Groot, and we can, as we see, Olympus kind of alluding to the Groot by banning the Wolverine. Oh, Hulk ban. Okay, so maybe Olympus misread a little bit at the end. Maybe they thought they were going to go for Hulk Namor. But I'm not sure what they're thinking about the Punisher ban. I'm pretty sure that Olympus won't be running Punisher. Yeah, it seems like they are going to be running that double quote-unquote flyer. You can call Phoenix a flyer, but you probably can't. And I want to see how Cafe Noir pushes it. Oh, they're actually going to match it with their own Jean Grey. It looks like both teams are going to kind of run this double flyer comp. Obviously, on the side of Cafe Noir, this is mostly just for set play. The what's it called? The Penny Parker and the Rocket. They're just going to get that extra armor, maybe a few jump packs for their Emma Frost. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see, because it looks like the comps are both going to be pretty similar. I'm assuming Ivy is going to swap over to that Magneto, as Olympus has similarly, but they could swap to Thing. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Thing here. I do think Thing can be pretty effective, but with a lot of its team-ups banned, Maybe not gonna see it. We're probably just gonna see Magneto
Yeah.
realistically. Oh, hopefully.
I think if you do see the thing, it's going to be purely situational.
Yeah, hopefully if you're getting a little bit of confidence in this Punisher, gonna swap. Let's see how effective this Punisher is going to be in punishing the enemy flyer picks. And yes, that was intentional.
From securing the mission area.
Get W's in the chat for Frank Castle, everybody.
Yeah, let's see how effective this aim is. Gonna be on this mouse and controller versus... Actually, I think both teams are on mouse and controller here. Yeah, it looks like both teams are on mouse and controller. Oh, look at this Punisher putting a lot of damage. Already 18 to 20%, matching the old generation speed of the support cast. As both teams can burn pretty quickly through their shields. Where is he gonna put the turret? Is he gonna try to get to high ground, or is he they're just gonna ball straight through the middle lane? And with that shotgun, you're just gonna push back the tanks here. We do see that Punisher with 300 health, the highest out of the DPS cast outside of like the dedicated like pseudo tanks. But oh, nice pick there from the side of Olympus. That AoE damage from Redis is gonna find a lot of value, and yeah, I mean, especially against the Loki clones, that's basically just free damage.
Yeah, and Redis has just kind of been up here on this high ground this entire time, largely uncontested. You know, you're gonna really need to get her peeled off of the high ground so that your tanks can actually clear and get some more room, and your healers aren't putting in so much work trying to get you some spacing.
Yeah, let's see what they can do in here. Here comes out Tones with his first ultimate. Does get Flyer Merchant before Silent Breeze can cast his own ult. Silent Breeze casted his ult pretty early on the last round, but didn't do it this round. Coach matching with his maybe 1 or 2 seconds later. And it does look like Olympus does want to fight this on port, but oh no. Here comes Hopeful with that final judgment. Gonna get a lot of value. Okay, here comes out Meteor M. Oh, immediately gets blown up. Ivy mashing it with his own, but no ultimate here. Oh, that's a big whip actually. Here comes off Flyer Merchant with that Storm ult. No more defensive ultimates left, and that's going to be a big ultimate here from Flyer Merchant.
Flyer Merchant with the triple! It's monstrous!
Yeah, it's going to be a really clean cleanup. Clean cleanup. It's going to be a really solid cleanup there from the side of Olympus. Really kind of keeping that Storm ult a little late. I think it's because Flyer Merchant got picked early, but that was just enough to... break through the defensive ultimate economy from Cafe Noir. And with, I think Nuya probably died a little earlier, maybe just didn't want to commit the ultimate to that Omega Hurricane. Oh, here comes the Omega Hurricane from 762. Gonna push back to the defense from Cafe Noir. Oh, they're gonna chase this. Oh, does end up getting that pick really fast, but Cafe Noir does get on point. Oh, maybe it's the wrong, okay, yeah. Now it's final judgment time from Kanuya. Probably not the right target, but actually keeps him inside of that choke here. And look at the progress go up. Magneto gonna touch the point. No more barrier though. Immediately gets burned.
Yeah, I don't really know how much value he got out of that just yet. It doesn't look like he's really gonna have gotten any value out of that now that Coach has popped his Cloak and Dagger ultimate. See Jean Grey's ultimate go out, and Redis is making a push. Takes out 762.
Flyer Merchant coming again with another really incredible Omega Hurricane, even through the regeneration barrier, not enough, and that's going to be a cleanup. I was going to say another cleanup again, but we'll just say a solid cleanup. I think that was a really nicely well done. Oh, actually, Olympus kind of getting a little bit more value there. Really stalling out the respawns of Cafe Noir. That's actually going to be really big for them. What is that? That's going to leave it to only 1 fight. I think Cafe Noir might have had 2 fights, but now it's only 1 fight, maybe a portal play. But yeah, it's pretty rough here for Cafe Noir. Let's see if they can actually touch the point. They really do like this Castle staying on this Punisher. We're gonna have to see if he can get any value out of that final judgment. Here it goes. Oh, combined with Tones. Can he get any value? Gets 2 out of the corner. Here goes out the value. Ooh, nothing yet. Oh, Flyer Merchant early, but no follow-up. Here comes Prince. That's 2. Oh, big Eye of Agamotto.
That was a big Eye of Agamotto.
With no follow-up, really only getting 1 hopeful going down early, but it doesn't really matter because 2 defensive ultimates left from the side of Cafe Noir. They should be able to just out-sustain them. Redis does have that Phoenix ultimate. Maybe he can catch Coach trying to get an ultimate. Silent Blaze does pop his earlier, so Coach is going to have a small advantage. Doesn't get anything. That's a pretty big whiff there from the side of Olympus. That's actually pretty impactful. Here comes out the portal from Hopeful, getting back to point. We do see 762 here coming out with Omega Hurricane. Let's see what it can get. No more defensive ultimates from Olympus. It's going to probably just be a very strong value, but both tanks actually doing a good job blocking it.
Yeah, and you see Silent Blaze here actually in a really good advantageous position. Drops down. He's actually got to make some really clutch plays here. Manages to heal his team and gets the pick on Hopeful and Kanuya, and that sends the round.
Yeah, maybe not the flashiest player out there at the end, but Silent Blaze kind of getting to that high ground. I didn't even see him until I swapped to his view. Getting to that high ground kept him pretty safe from the Omega Hurricane specifically, and maybe that was actually the thing that they needed to win that round. I think 762 really looking for the value with the Omega Hurricane could only find tanks and shields, both of them being Doctor Strange and Emma Frost, so ended up getting nothing, and that might have actually been the game changer there.
Yeah, 762. If he's gonna want to try and get some value out of his ultimate here, he's gonna have to work on his positioning just a little bit better. He's gonna need to make some more like intelligent decisions when it comes to when you're going to push in with your Storm ultimate, because he did get caught twice and basically trapped behind enemy lines without any help from his other team. And you know, you don't get any value whenever you're behind enemy lines like that.
Yeah, I think it's crazy as well because 762 uses ultimate, and I don't really think he baited out too many support ultimates. I think Zero Meta and Silent Blaze from the side of Olympus did a pretty good job weathering the storm quite literally here without popping anything too early. And even though they did, Silent Blaze and Zero Meta both did end up popping their defensive ultimates earlier than the side of Cafe Noir, not necessarily because of 762. I think the defense from the tanks here, X3 and Prince did an incredible job at keeping their team alive.
Yeah, and right out the gate, you see a lot of damage going out. Cafe Noir looking to put a lot of pressure on Olympus and not allow them to really kind of breathe. And I think that this is going to be the best strategy for them if they're going to be able to hold it out, because they cannot give up this point. And immediately you see Hopeful get a pick on Prince, and that is huge. Olympus is down a support player right now, so they're going to have to wait to make the push.
Yeah, Prince getting kind of sent straight to the spawn room, unfortunately, really early. That's going to really hurt the ultimate generation from the side of Olympus. Tones might actually get his ultimate quite a bit faster, and that might be the tone setter for this next fight. And yes, that was a plan.
I'm here.
Okay, here comes that Silent Blaze. Again, a really early aggressive ultimate with the poor ultimate, defensive ultimate. Oh, okay.
It's the best place to pop a Cloak and Dagger all. I love it.
Oh my god, I'm kind of baffled. Cafe Noir kind of fell apart. Even using Hopeful's ultimate to try to immediately get like the Cloak and Dagger off of them just blows up when they all rush that back corner. I think unfortunately Cafe Noir kind of underestimated the value of that staying on point, and because they backed into that corridor, they just got blown up, especially by the Phoenix.
Yeah, you know, that Silent Blaze just absolutely having the presence of mind to know, oh, hey, Cafe Noir is backed up into a tight space. I have my ultimate, let her rip, and just let my teammates go in there and just clean up and finish the job. Silent Blaze dropping a donut on deaths. You love to see it. Smart support plays.
Yeah, and we're just kind of watching, and I believe that it's going to, this is the last match because Olympus did end up winning here, and Cafe Noir, coming from loser side, did have to win 2, but because Olympus came from winner side, they only have to win 1, as we can look at the bracket here in a little second. Yeah, so it does look like we'll probably just have Olympus, this should be the last match. I think they did win here, and that should be the last match of the night, because Olympus should take it, and that should be, they should be the grand final winners here, so that's $300 here for Olympus and $200 from Cafe Noir. A good performance from both teams. I think Cafe Noir definitely put out some interesting ideas, but unfortunately, just a little bit too much pressure and value from Olympus, really understanding how to position themselves, and Cafe Noir being caught a little bit off guard, a little bit with their pants down, honestly. Just positioning a little bit too poorly to get value off of Olympus.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting to say because Cafe Noir placed 3rd in the last tourney, and I think they really took a good hard look in the mirror and looked at what it was that they weren't doing properly in the last tournament. And they went in and they made those adjustments, those micro adjustments. They said, hey, look, we need to be a little bit more steady. We need to make a little bit better plays. We need to work on our map knowledge and our positioning, and that really showed and was beneficial to them today. And I think that they are just right there on the cusp of greatness. If they can just get over that hump, we will be seeing Cafe Noir one of these days taking home the Cash Cup, the Cozy Cash Cup. And big congratulations to Olympus. Again, very impressive from the rip. Their ult management was just absolutely incredible. You love to see it. Their strategies were really good. They were clear and concise as a team. When you saw one kind of get out of position, you saw the rest of the team follow to come assist them, and that's really what Marvel Rivals is all about. It's not just one player that's going to win you the game; it's the team.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, incredible performance from both teams. I think Olympus just came out a little bit on top with that positioning, and as you said earlier, like, I think, yeah, it's pretty incredible. So GG to both teams, and we might get an interview a little bit soon, but we'll have to ask the players if they do want one. I'll definitely let Mash know if they do want an interview here real fast.
Yeah, and while we're waiting, just one more time, just a big round of applause and a huge shout out and thank you to all the teams that showed up and showed out today. You all played incredibly. Once again, this has been an awesome Cozy Cash Cup. This is my second time getting the opportunity to cast one, and it has been an absolute joy and an honor and a privilege.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty awesome, and I think we might end up getting an interview. I'm not entirely sure here. But yeah, thank you to all the teams that came out. Thank you to you, Muff, for coming out here and co-casting with me once again. And definitely thank you to Mash for hosting this whole thing overall. So yeah, I mean, it does look like we might be getting an interview here. So if we want to swap over here in a second, Muff, we can. Yeah, okay, it looks like we are. So I will be right back with the interview. Wait, I turned off the stream.
All right, we're live. All right.
Okay, yeah, you guys are live. How do you guys feel about winning the Cozy Cash Cup for this week?
I think I won one of these before.
You know,
Oh wait,
as a team, we all just came from console. We all just came from console and hopped on PC like 2 weeks ago. So we just won console MRC and hopped on PC, and we want to like get good, compete in big tourneys and stuff like Ignite, and slowly make our way up there. So this is like a stepping stone for us,
yeah, nice. You guys did really
job
well.
was done. Yeah, I think we played very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, any thoughts on that final game, especially that final team fight? I thought it was incredibly impressive how you guys manipulated their positioning to that like back room area. I think that was really well done. What was going through your comms during that time?
Are you talking about when Silent Blaze got his ult at the very
Silent Blaze
last
got his ult,
second?
yeah, and you guys pushed them all back, yeah.
So
I'm dying for Blaze.
we hard comment to protect him. Hard comment to protect our cloak.
That was
we
really
all knew we had
nice.
to protect this guy with our life. So
He was spamming that shit.
That was a really nice play. Yeah, any questions you have for them?
Yeah, just kind of real quick to touch base on the Cloak and Dagger play there. You guys actually did that multiple times throughout the tournament, and it really feels like that was something that you guys might have practiced or rehearsed probably multiple times.
It's something
I'm
that
gonna
always
share a
works.
tech for you. This is what you call it. It's called busy at work. Act like you're busy at work, but you're doing nothing. The team doesn't know. You're just shooting circles around them, and they don't know.
We just act like we're shooting. They shoot us. Our support has 100% charge, but they're at 30. And we just rush them.
Especially on a brute force comp like that, Cloak Mirror. You always want to engage like on that point, and us having Cloak ult there first, just like solidified it. I think their Cloak was probably like 50 to ult, maybe at best. So.
Yeah, it was like 50. It was like 70 or something. You guys did a really good job of manipulating that ultimate charge.
But yeah, that's another thing I want to touch base on. Your guys' ultimate management throughout this entire tournament was actually really impressive. I don't think that there was a single team fight this entire tournament that I saw you guys actually down on the ultimate front. So whoever's helping out and like you guys are
zero meta, zero meta on all that. Zero meta on all that.
Man, you guys are dialed. You guys are locked in. And finally, I see Regis actually just stepped out, but I wanted to touch base on him.
Dead tired.
In that final match.
Dead tired.
Yeah, kudos to him. He was the Jean Grey standing up there above the point the entire time, almost uncontested that entire match. Like just to be able to stand up there and bang, kudos to him. Kudos to you guys. You guys really showed up and showed out, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.
Sir, bro. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so
Pleasure
much.
playing.
Thank you.
Yeah, and as a final small question, what are you guys gonna do with the $300? Any plans?
Get new
Definitely
joysticks,
DoorDashing
man.
something.
Definitely need joysticks. All
Alright, I mean, he's keeping it on it.
Blazy's a controller. He needs a controller.
Actually, my
Blazy's
new
a new
controller. I
controller.
actually do need a new controller. My stick drift sucks. Oh yeah, I don't know if you know this, but half of us play on controller, so.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I saw a little bit of it while you guys were playing, and it was pretty like incredible to watch. You guys are doing really good, so nicely done.
Controller on.
Yeah, so thanks for coming out, by the way. So yeah, I'm gonna say that's good for the interview. If you guys have anything else you guys want to say, then definitely let it be known.
I'm good,
Didn't think
man.
for a moment we'd drop him at 2 free.
Yeah, did not think
Good
that.
luck to the
Hey,
MRC
good.
for the team.
That's 3 MRC wins if you think about it, by the way. There were 2 MRC champion teams from just that last season. That's basically 3 wins. That's
That is
basically
true,
3
yeah,
wins.
yeah.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. Beating an MRC
Yeah, well,
team, that's
thanks
an
for
MRC
coming
win.
out.
What's
You guys are great.
Thank
I hope
you,
to
thank
see you guys in the next
Thank you.
Cozy Cash Cup as well. It should be pretty
we'll be
coming up
there.
pretty soon here. Yeah.
We will.
I
will.
will be there. Don't worry.
Yeah,
we will
yeah.
be there.
I don't know if I'm the person who can say it, but it's definitely coming up. So keep your eyes out for it.
I got you.
Alright.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and
We'll see.
Muff, I
I'll
want to
keep
move
my
up
eye
one
on you,
channel
boys.
here. Yeah, thank
Keep
you.
your eyes on us, bro. Little dark
Thank you.
horse.
Yeah, no problem.
Not enough minerals.
Okay, and while I wait for Muff here a little bit at the end here, let's go back to the caster talk. Yeah, thanks for everyone for coming out. I think I talked about it a little bit earlier, but thanks for everyone coming out, especially Muff, who's here co-casting with me, not currently in the lobby or in the event voice chat. But thank you as well to all the people watching on Twitch. We definitely can't do it without you guys. Thank you for all the teams for coming out. And yeah, especially thank you to Mash for organizing all of this. I know he gets quite frustrated and tired sometimes doing it, but he does a great job organizing this tournament. So yeah, and that's pretty great. So I think I am going to leave you guys with some highlights from the tournament. So hopefully it works. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next Cozy Cash Cup. So we'll have to see how effective the follow-up can be from Olympus. That's one pick there coming out from the side of Exoblivione. Will that actually convert into anything here?
Both teams down to support here, it seems. Doctor Strange going off.
Hurricane. Oh, nice counter there from CC Hart. Getting a nice counter to that Omega Hurricane. Advantage once again.
There goes that Jean Grey ultimate. You've got the Cloak and Dagger ultimate as well up on the top over by the spawn. Takes out Sovio, takes out Sector, takes out CC Hart, Jean Grey. Get in some key picks.
Now you do see our Alligator battling out with Redis over here on the high ground, and it does look like Alligator is getting the losing end of this fight, but not doing too bad himself, honestly. Oh, here comes the all-in. Let's see. That is a clean execution. Very nicely done. But here comes Exoblivione copying their own Eternal Bond, and nice, what's it called? Ayabaga here from the side of Olympus is going to actually get a pretty clean route.
Yep, Exoblivione is going to have to reset and...
First small ultimate advantage here of the game, actually, and we're going to see how they can utilize it. Maybe they're going to capitalize on this moment, but they are kind of letting it slip away as Olympus. Oh, nice flyer finding two incredible
Not
picks.
one, but two. The big play here, I'm actually expecting them. Yes, there goes the Emma Frost ultimate from Olympus.
Yeah, and as
Lots of value. Alligator takes one. Here.
oh, nicely
Cloud
done
Blaze
there.
ultimate goes out.
Yeah, CC Hart using that Phoenix ultimate to go straight through that Omega Hurricane, just instantly killing the Omega Hurricane from the side of Olympus, and that's going to be a pretty clean wipe.
It's down. We got Sovio popping the Cloak and Dagger ult, getting more space. Both Cloak and Dagger ults going out, and an Eye of Agamotto from Doctor Strange on Olympus' side, and it looks like they might actually end up winning this team fight. They're going to clean it up. Jean Grey ult goes out.
For a little bit, here comes Flyer chasing off some of the strategists. How much is left for Exoblivione, and it's just Oh, one Strange, one Cap on the point, how long they can stall. Here comes out Spider-Man to see if they can reinforce. Doesn't get the touch though, unfortunately.
Dialed in. Oh, this is Wolverine on Wolverine action right now. Who's gonna diff who?
Oh, really nicely done. Oh, here comes out the last... Oh, the last stand almost getting a ton of value. Does end up getting 2 in the end. The Loki, that's going to be a really nice pick there. Gets immediately countered there by Pro Builder. Not going to really go into anything. Here comes out defensive ultimates from both teams. As we see a lot of offensive ultimates from Steam Engine. That's going to be a pretty clean wipe. Nicely done there by Steam Engines.
Cafe Noir can get some space up here and push them back to that doorway. I think that they actually have a really good chance. They've got a big pick. 3-piece, 4-piece. Can they get the finish? Sends them back to spawn. That is a team wipe.
Out of steam. Let's see who comes out on top. It looks like Cafe Noir is going to come out maybe on top. A lot of people on the side of Steam Engine very low. There comes out last stand from 762. Very clean. Yeah, very good cleanup there from the side of Cafe Noir.
There goes down. They are now without a tank on that front line. Let's see how they respond.
Oh, big Berserker, or not Berserker Rage. Last stand there from 762. Really, really big. I think that was 3 into the 4. Very clean.
Massive value. Allows Pro Builder to get in there and take out Iffy. Zanji takes out Tomes. 762, Coach, Hopeful, and Konya. They're going to go back to spawn, and it looks like Steam Engine is going to keep this match rolling. Like, to adversity, it's just really, really awesome to watch. Like, Pro Builder and 762 have been going back and forth. Oh, and it's another fat team wipe!
Deep in there, but with that last stand really nicely timed, getting a little bit low pop, getting the passive popped, but pops his ult and he catches 4, and then the 5th was an easy cleanup.
Yeah, it's huge. Cafe Noir here still okay. You see a lot of ultimates go out right now.
Gonna get some more pressure, and Cafe Noir does end up getting picked here. Oh, you see CC Hart finding 2 people on the side, not even contested that. Wolverine not particularly good at it. And here comes out Sector here with that Fadeable Fields on the Luna Frost, and oh, CC Hart finding a lot of value. More defensive ultimates from Exabomione. It does look like they are falling apart a little bit here. Here comes Tones with his own Hulk Smash. Gonna be a pretty clean cleanup here at the end, I think.
Yeah, Tones
Pushing it with his own, but no ultimate here. Oh, that's a big whip actually. Here comes off Flyer Merchant with that Stormwall. No more defensive ultimates left, and that's going to be a big ultimate here from Flyer Merchant.
Flyer Merchant with the triple. It's monstrous. Jean Grey's ultimate go out, and Redis is making a push. Takes out 762.
Flyer Merchant coming again with another really incredible Omega Hurricane. Even through the regeneration barrier, not enough, and that's going to be a clean up.
You see Silent Blaze here actually in a really good advantageous position. Drops down. He's actually got to make some really clutch plays here. Manages to heal his team and gets the pick on Hopeful.
Okay, here comes that Silent Blaze. Again, a really early aggressive ultimate with the poor ultimate, defensive ultimate. Oh, okay.
It's the best place to pop a Cloak and Dagger all. I love it.